hey, maybe we really can do this. When we first got in touch with the Fat Man, we didn't know who the heck he was. And, you know, we didn't know that he was larger than life or that he was such a, you know, musical genius. We didn't know he'd have such a big impact on the project. We thought he'd do the music.
He didn't even know who he was.
He didn't even know who he was.
We unleashed his creative potential.
Here, my head is full of music.
Here I am. This is my team. I'm the Fat Man. 7th guest, Dave Govett, Wing Commander, lots of stuff. Joe McDermott, baseball, lots of other stuff. Kevin Phelan, just sits around. I've got a piano for one character. I've got an oboe for another character. I've got a muted trumpet for another character. And they're all reflecting the personality of the character. The muted trumpet is sexy. The oboe is kind of doddering. The piano is a piano bar. There's a circus, there's an organ like from a circus sideshow, and that's for the musician. He's a mysterious guy, or he wants to be a mysterious guy, so it's not really mysterious. Pseudo-mysterious, you know, pseudo-mysterious. It's a musical style, really.
Leaving the Fat Man in Austin, Texas, we returned to Medford, Oregon, where the sound effects and audio post-production were handled by sound designers Greg Hayes and Webb Stoughton at Stoughton Studios.
Well, you know, this project's been pretty incredible. The sound design on it was huge, to say the least. All the sound effects we had to create, it was much like creating sound effects for a movie.
The first step, of course, is just to break down the script, go through the script with a fine-tooth comb, break it all down. And that process is real important, that you identify all the sonic events that the scriptwriter was envisioning, and get those clearly in mind. Again, the texture that they were envisioning and the creators are envisioning, and then from there begin.
Greg would issue me lists of sound effects, and I would go in the script and see how the sound effects plugged in, and then we would literally go and say, okay, we have these effects already available to us. Let's use these, but these are the ones that have to be created. For instance, some of the effects we did, one little sequence we did, we took a coconut, and we broke this coconut into multiple pieces, trying to get a great head cracking sound. So when one of the guys gets slammed up against the wall, his head cracks.
So it gets back to that thing of you create a very deep, rich environment for each of these areas, and that's the process of it's a layer at a time, and you've got to know when to stop. You know, you can overbuild certain areas, and so you've got to find that balance.
We'd go in and we'd look at the rooms, and we'd say, okay, we have a room here that's, you know, what's the estimated diameter of this room, and is it got carpet on the floor, does it have wood on the floor, what do the ceilings look like, and we would design the delay settings or the reverb settings so that or the echo settings, so this room would have this believable decay time.
And this room doesn't even exist. I mean, that's what's so strange. It's just it's an abstract room, but yet it is a real room. You have to believe it is real.
You're the one.
I'm gonna leave, Mr.
Don't run away, please. Don't run away. Don't go. Don't go. No, don't go.
Bringing all these elements together and fitting them into 2 CDs requires the use of a relatively new technology known as digital compression.
Well, for the 7th guest, really, I think it's all hinged on compression technology. We take full motion digital video and a relatively high-res screen, 640 by 320, and we compress it. And if you look at the originals, the original screens that we start with, they're 600K per frame. And we bring that down to less than 30K per frame, so you can have full motion video streaming off of a relatively slow CD-ROM drive. When we started this project, there wasn't any full motion video, there wasn't digital movies that were playing on computers anywhere. We were really pioneering into that area with handling audio, handling video, handling all of that. There was no tools that could handle a high resolution screen. There's a number of animators out there that were low res, but all of our images were in high res. So a lot of the tools that we use here are completely proprietary.
Basically, there were no tools for doing the 7th guest when we started out on this project. And fortunately some right ones came along, and what wasn't available, Graham made.
While creating such an avant-garde software product proved challenging, Devine and Landeros expressed no regrets for undertaking this highly anticipated multimedia endeavor. In fact, everyone involved with the making of The Seventh Guest seemed very optimistic about the future of the industry. So we now leave you with some of their predictions for where this new medium will take us.
It's all a little bizarre right now. It can't become mass whilst it's so bizarre.
I think as the next few months, not even years, go by, that there's going to be such an explosion in the CD-ROM technology that that is how you're going to buy game.
Versions of Guest and follow-up trial by products will, I'm sure, find their way into all those platforms also.